What is up, everybody? Is here, and I am back, about to log on to the Jsano19 server because, for one thing, I forgot where I logged out at, but I think something has happened at our base. I don't remember. Okay, we're at Shoptown, so we're gonna have to go to our island and see what's going on. So it seems like the prank wars are starting to heat up a little bit since Aces brought it back by pranking Sjano19. Sjano19 swiftly answered, and then I pranked Mukluk, and now I got a prank on me. However, it's not Mukluk who has decided to get his revenge. It's actually someone else entirely. And oh yeah, Muk did send us a gift from the 1000 Hour Club. I do not have room for it at all. But, oh yeah, I do. No, I don't. Just kidding. There's not a... Well, let's take a look at it. As you can see, we got a lot of nice gifts here. Especially this, this gunpowder. These sea lanterns is actually something that, I've been looking to, get my hands on for some stuff. Block of gold. I'll actually take those with me right now because the rest are just gonna stay. Alright. Today is March 25th. Today is actually the beginning of 4 days off from work. My work schedule's changed to where I work Thursday through Sunday for the next couple weeks. And that has caused 4 days off for this week. And then I'll be doing 4 days on, 3 days off after that. So, pretty neat. They're all closing hours, and of course they go straight through the weekend. Which means if this schedule sticks, it'll be good, because it'll be a solid schedule, which I don't really expect in a position like this. But it'll be good if it does. On the downside is it covers Saturday, so... You know, for things like UHC, I'm gonna have to, you know, file for a day off, apply for a day off, and, yeah. There's a couple things I want to talk about, but we're gonna check this thing out first. Apparently the signs are right out front, so we're probably gonna see this thing right when we come through here. Curious to know what exactly this... Oh, there's more of them. So yeah, this is Alpha. Okay. Hey, as I came across your base from your nether portal, I brought some dogs too, but for some reason they grew too big to bring them back. Well, now you have to keep them. Thanks, Alpha. Well, lucky for you. Man, there's two more up there. How many pups do we have here? There's one. I'll talk about some of these additions that you see around here. See how many we got. That one's stuck in the lapis. Uh-oh. Is he stuck all the way through? No, he's just inside it. Doesn't look like we're going anywhere back here though. So we got a few pups over here. I think I would like to at least keep that one, because it makes use of the lapis at least. The rest of these will probably have to go eventually, but a nice little prank here from Alpha. Funny thing is, I was doing this thing where I was going around the edge of the map to try to uncover some new terrain, and at one point I had like maybe 20 wolves with me, and I ended up losing them all. I think some of them are just like left behind, but oh no, I think they all died. I think they all ended up dying, just falling off cliffs and stuff. So awesome, thanks Alpha. Well, I'm gonna clear up these. I'm gonna leave that one there. So, big dogs. Maybe I should clean up a couple of these. That one's definitely staying. I like that one. Maybe that one can stay. This one over here, though, by the buildings, might have to... Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this guy, because he's kind of really in the way here. So you're gonna have to go, friend. So yeah, let's talk about a few things. I'm just gonna talk about upcoming events. I did this in I actually recorded a little bit of hiking footage. However, the place that I went hiking at is not really interesting. So I'll have driving footage that I'll turn into something later on. Oh, I should empty my inventory first, shouldn't I? I got no room for any of this. Yeah. Put these down. Oh. Yeah, that should do. Okay. Oops. Well, into the ocean I go. So, as you can see, I'm starting to make use of all of the blocks that I have by building random things. I have a brick house here, this purple house here, the lapis, that's really just a tower. You see a couple pyramids in the back there, and of course the fencing, all those mushrooms in the distance, like all of that is just stuff that I have lying around, and I'm basically minimizing the inventory that I have before the world resets. That was my camera, my GoPro. But yeah, I have to, or I feel like I should make use of some of the stuff here, and I'm not really sure when we're going to reset yet. But we will be cleared of all inventory items when that time comes, hopefully. So, uh-oh, look what I did. Let's get rid of that before it becomes a problem. Oh boy. Just pick that up and do it like that, and just carry these. So this is the stuff that, these are the shulker boxes that I've used up. These are like extra items that I don't really know what to do with. These are all the shulkers that have stuff that I still need to use. They're separated. This is like, yeah, ender pearls and food. This is all wood stuff. This is cobble. And all this is like items. So, put these in here. And I got way too many torches, but that's okay. So I guess I'm going to be doing something with the concrete that I have now, as well as this wool here. I'm gonna put these in the. I thought I had another shulker box. Maybe it's in here. No. Oh, I found this. Maybe I'll show a screenshot of it, but I went caving a little bit, and I popped up over there, but there's a at the end of the cave there's a mine shaft down there, and I explored through it and found myself a notch apple just sitting underneath all this, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, let's talk about schedule ahead. So lots of stuff being planned coming up, and we're just gonna go month by month. So April, 3 big things happening for April, which are number 1 is the JFS Awards ceremony. We only have a couple categories left. We're currently in the prank and running gag phase categories. So those will be done by the end of the weekend, and then finals will be counted after that, and then we'll kick off with the others. Alright, I think you will have to go as well. Oh, it's being eaten. You can stay, and those three can stay. So, up on the butt. Oops. Let's try from this way. The ear worked last time. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not really sure when exactly that's going to happen, but I believe when I start the finalist voting for this one, or maybe when I start doing nominations for the next two categories, we'll start the planning for the award ceremony itself. Once we get all the finalists down, we're going to do one more set of votes for the winners of each category. That can be done like the week leading up to the award ceremony, so that's not that big of a deal. Issue is, well, on the one hand, this award ceremony should only take like maybe an hour. I don't see it going beyond like an hour and a half at the most, even with all the categories we have. I mean, it could stretch beyond that if things get out of hand, or if it just takes too long to do stuff. But if all goes well, assuming all goes well, it should only take like an hour to get it done. And then that'd be good. On the downside, I have to schedule, I'm going to be scheduling around my work schedule, which means that either we do this before I go to work, which means before 2 p.m. Eastern time, like on a Saturday. It would have to be before 2 p.m. Same for Sunday. Friday, I think I can wait until 4. I can leave it 4, I think. But yeah, I would have to do it before then. I guess so keeping those things in mind is kind of a big deal. Why are you here? You were up there, it seems. Maybe I should take this guy down. Oh, you're a special wolf. Extra gray. Yeah, those two can stay. And that one back there is definitely staying. Okay. I guess I'm digging from the bottom here. So yeah, good stuff. It should be fun. I'm hoping that this one goes much more smoothly and less chaotically than the last one. Last one was a little bit crazy. Definitely not the way that I wanted it to go. I mean, it was fun in a way, but definitely not the professional way that it should have been. So when we do it this time around, I would like to make sure that things don't go as crazy as that time. Basically, you know, less interrupting and wild and crazy people, and try to keep it more formal and proper, I guess. So yeah, so there's that. Thing number 2 is preparing for UHC 17. That happens the month before we have a UHC. I will do the polls as usual. I'm kind of looking towards doing a normal standard UHC for this season, because we've done gimmicks for a couple UHCs, and I think it's nice to space out some of these gimmicks with just a regular one every so often. Last time we did that was season 14, which was actually kind of unintentional because of what our original plans were. What are you doing here? Oh, he's gone. I didn't know they did that. But, yeah, so, and I think before that, 13 was free-for-all, 12, I guess, was a normal one, but we introduced the world border. I guess that was the gimmick at the time. And then 11 was Ender Dragon, 10 was Find Your Teammate. 9 was probably the last. No, 9 was Ace's Choice. 8 was the last normal one. That was supposed to be Christmas episode. So 8 and 7 were like the last two really normal ones that were planned. Oh, this is the extras box, so these should go in there. Boop, 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 boop. And I want these. Glass can go in there. We're just gonna place some grass blocks somewhere. So yeah. So there's that. Speaking of UHC for April, I would like to start live streaming again and doing more UHC bootcamp stuff. This time I want to focus on more PvP stuff. Yeah, do that. I might do PvP on the server if we get people on. Otherwise, I'm just going to go to the PvP server that I have found and just make use of that. Where should I place these? I've already expanded this island as much as I can, so I guess I'll go around this way. So that's the plan for that. May. Big deal for May. I actually haven't talked about this much recently, but I've been talking about moving situations off and on since, like, Florida. But, we're actually moving. All of us, roommates and myself. We are going to stay in Massachusetts. We're actually planning on staying in town. We have an idea for a place in mind, and if all goes well, we should be moving on the 1st of May, I believe. Something like that. The only catch that we have is that the current tenant, one of the current tenants, wants to stay for at least a couple more months. That's actually not a bad thing so long as this person is good, is a good tenant. Because on the upside, that would mean my rent would drop to $300 a month, my share of rent. And right now I'm splitting, you know, a share of, I'm paying $500 a month, which is, you know, good compared to, like, Tennessee. But, you know, if we can get something less, then that'd be even better. Because we would be splitting the rent between 4 of us, so we would each get about roughly $300. So, cash is seriously. Oh, everybody's over here. Everything's getting in my way. So yeah, if all goes well, we still gotta apply and get accepted to this place. If we do, then we should move in early May. If not, then we have until, like, July 1st to move. I think we have 30 days after our lease ends to actually leave. So, I don't think you'll grow, but, oh, you did. So, hopefully that all works out. And if it does, then we'll be moving May 1st, which would be pretty cool. We should be staying in the same town. It should be a little bit nicer part of town. And yeah, so that would be great. And and I don't think my drive to work would change at all. We're actually still going to be like a couple minutes away from the interstate, so that should all work out. After that, pretty much. Oh yeah, May is also UHC 18, assuming that we schedule for May. We could do end of April or even beginning of June, which might be suggested because in August we are going to be doing a JFS meetup, and that meetup is going to take place, I believe, in Toronto. And I signed up as a maybe right now. Obviously, it all comes down to saving up the money for it. The two biggest things I gotta do is buy a passport and then buy plane tickets. I think accommodations might work out to stay with Canuck, I believe. I think he has offered some living space. Granted, there's going to be a number of us attending this, so I don't think we want to have everybody taking over his house. So yeah, probably prepare for a backup plan. I also gotta think of a lot of things concerning that, because I've never gone out of the country before, so a lot of things on my mind, like exchanging US currency for Canadian currency and things like that. So yeah, that's happening in August, and that's actually around the time that UHC 18 would happen, which is pretty crazy. So I should have kept that gunpowder. It's okay. Actually, we should go retrieve our goodies. I'm gonna get a shulker box for that. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do concerning UHC 18. Obviously, that's a little ways off, but maybe it'll be a good idea at that point to schedule that either earlier or later. If we do it in September, then that means UHC 19 would be December. If we do it in July, then our next UHC would be October. So, I guess it all depends if we want a Halloween UHC again, or if we want to do a Christmas one. So yeah. After that, really the only plans is for either this coming fall or next spring. I would like to go back to college, but this time try to go into a film school. I've applied for financial aid for a couple different schools, and yeah, now I'm just kind of waiting and seeing. It's really just an idea right now. So I think I'm probably going to have to apply for the spring semester, because I think it's a little too late for fall. So, but yeah, I hope that all works out, because I really want to, actually do something with my life. Like, washing dishes does pay the bills and whatnot, but it's not exactly something that I want to do all the time. Right, I brought this for a reason. So hopefully that all goes well. I'll take that. Thank you, Muckluck. Alright. So that should do for this episode. I think I've mentioned everything I wanted to mention. Yeah. Yeah, that's about everything. So, I do hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Thanks to Zalpha for the little prank. We're going to keep some of those dogs around. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I shall see you all next time.